Welcome to NEK VT Rocks. My guests today are three gentlemen from VYCC, which stands for?
The Vermont Youth Conservation Corps.
And all three of you are there for the summer, right?
Correct.
And you are, your name?
Giovanni Espinoza.
Isaiah Dowland.
Aiden Aldrich.
Yay. Tell me about your program.
So
What are you doing?
basically, it's a community garden that is kind of sectioned off into different areas.
Mm-hmm.
So about half of it is for the VYCC / Vermont Land Trust. 1/4 of it is for the community garden for the area, like anyone living in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other 1/4 is for the Abenaki tribe. And so basically what we're doing is just kind of trying to get it running. With the Abenaki tribe, we're helping them set up, the Three Sisters and helping them grow
Mhm.
plants that are important to them and for the area. And then the area that's for VYCC, we're growing crops for harvest share, and it basically goes to the community for anyone that needs the crops.
Right.
So for the hospital, basically.
Is this the third or fourth year?
I believe it's either the 4th or 5th
Fifth.
since the Vermont Land Trust purchased the
Right.
property.
Yeah. It's a really interesting program, and it's located, for anybody who's watching this, it's located at Bluffside Farm, which is just off Bluff Road in Newport, which is a fabulous place.
Mm-hmm.
What made you all decide to get involved?
For me personally, I just love working hands-on, and the environmental education aspect has always been something that's been calling my name, and I feel like it's a perfect mixture to
Mhm.
get my hands dirty and be able to teach crew members like the importance of farming and gardening and how that can take you so far.
And for you, this is a holiday, a college vacation
Yes, so
job.
I'm doing this during my last summer before I'm done with college.
Okay. And what about you guys?
For me, I've been looking for a first summer job, and I read about it, and my grandmother had recommended it to me as a good first summer job because the pay was nice and it was right outside. It's more of like a hands-on learning
Mhm.
experience, and it's really laid back, and it's very good first summer job.
What about you?
So my dad had actually originally told me about VYCC because he worked on the trails down, I think it was by like Lake Champlain or something.
Uh-huh.
So he actually told me about it and said it'd be a good experience for me because I could meet people.
Yeah.
So I just decided to put in an application and went from there.
That's great. And you guys are both part of the high school here in Newport, right?
Yes.
Are you juniors?
I'm going to be a sophomore.
You're a sophomore.
I'm going to be a junior.
So you've both. Okay, this is your second round, and for you, it's your first. So
First,
you've
yeah.
just left the middle school here.
Well, I was a freshman this year.
Yeah,
so
it's his second year. Or
Your second
year.
year, and you're third.
third.
Cool. You glad you're doing it?
Yeah, the work is sometimes hard, but it's usually pretty lenient with the breaks and with the getting outside, and
Right.
it's not always hard work. We go on walks sometimes
Mhm.
and just really explore the land there and learn about it, and the pay is really nice too. So.
Oh, you mean you're not just doing this because?
Oh no, volunteer work, no. But yeah, if it was, I probably would do this for volunteer work.
Yeah. What crops are you growing?
We are growing corn, tomatoes.
Yeah, lots
Mhm.
of tomatoes.
Lots of
Good.
tomatoes, yeah.
Kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi,
Mhm.
yeah.
Kohlrabi.
We-
We have some sunflowers, beans,
The
basil.
a
Rad-
good amount of
kale?
The radishes,
yeah,
the beets.
kale, beets.
Mhm.
What else?
Potatoes, onions.
There were potatoes from the previous seasons that kind of started springing back up.
Volunteered, right?
Yeah, but unfortunately we have to like create new mounds since it kind of got overgrown
Right.
by grass.
Yeah.
So maybe hopefully in like the next upcoming years they will be able to do potatoes, but as of now that's what we have so far.
Peppers.
We do have
We
a
do,
nice
yeah.
variety of peppers. They were unlabeled when we got them, so they're like habaneros, jalapenos, bell
Cool.
peppers. So it's just kind of like a surprise once we
So you'll
start
find
growing
out
them.
when you.
when we
Yeah.
taste them, we'll see
Yeah.
what we have.
Is everything in the ground yet?
As of now, everything is in the ground. We did some direct seeding not too long ago.
Mhm.
And we had them plant like some beets, some radishes, and some beans, and those have been growing really nicely
Yeah.
since.
So do you do all the weeding and the watering and
Yeah.
chase the deer out? They were in the other night.
We haven't had to do much watering because it's been pretty rainy weather, but for the most part, our main focus right now is weeding, getting that, because as of right now, about half of our plot, our section, is just overrun with grass and
Mhm.
weeds.
Right.
So we have just been trying to get all that out, make new mounds so we can get more things in. And do you want to tell them about the tarp that we have to?
Yeah, so the idea on the tarp was we put a tarp over a giant section of weeds. Our hope was, because of all the hot weather, which suddenly changed the code,
You'd barbecue
would
them.
beat
Yeah.
down pretty much.
But it has made them easier to.
Yeah,
Right
Yeah.
it's
now
like
and-
all the humidity came up out of the ground, so hopefully we could just yank them out of there.
And then what are you going to do with that area?
Hopefully make it into mounds so we can plant more, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're planning on, like, since it is overrun with grass, we're trying to get as much of the weeds out and create new mounds so
Right.
that hopefully the people working next session can have the mounds pre-made and they don't have to wait, the 3 weeks that we've been working on creating
Right.
the new area.
Yeah.
That way they can get as many seeds and plants transplanted, since, the growing season here is not
It's
too
pretty
long.
short,
Yeah.
right? But it's intense while we have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
When you say next session, is that a second session this year or next year?
So in terms of sessions, it's usually two sessions one summer. But this year they did it where it's one entire session. So by next session we would meet next summer, and just depending on how many crew members, crew leaders they
Right.
have, they would see how they would break it up.
But you three are stuck here all summer.
All summer.
Yes! You got started, so why not stay?
Yeah, why not?
How many of you are there in the crew?
7, I believe.
Yeah, so there's 2 crew leaders. So it's me and my other crew leader, Sabil,
Mhm.
and then there's
Aiden, Amber, Carly, me, and Aiden.
Yeah.
2 Aidens.
2 Aidens.
There are 2
yeah.
Aidens.
And
Yeah.
it's spelled the same. Mine.
Really?
The same.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
that's unusual,
Yeah,
the way
that's-
it's spelled. When I saw it come up on the screen, I thought, oh.
Yeah, they just call me Aldrich to make it easier on everyone.
Yeah, probably.
Mhm.
I'm used to being called that name due to other Aidens in other schools, so
Probably.
Yeah, so it's just us, and we all get along pretty well, and it's easier to keep track of everybody and like have their input. So it's honestly a pretty good sized group this year, I feel like.
Yeah. Would you recommend this to your friends?
yes, very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. I know a lot of people my age probably are at home not knowing what to do with their summer. I mean,
Isn't that sad?
yeah. Well, I know most people have summer jobs and all, but
Mm-hmm.
or maybe like mowing lawns and stuff, but this is a really good experience because you meet new people, you build those bonds and relationships, and
Yeah.
you work together and learn how to work with other people, and it really helps people with like if they have like social anxiety, just kind of get over those barriers and just interact with new people they normally wouldn't. So I think it's a really good experience for young minds to get out there and do a little bit of work. And
Mm-hmm. Are you learning other skills too?
yeah, gardening is a
Yeah.
pretty big one.
Digging.
Yeah, the
Physical labor.
the fruits of labor.
Because it is
also
hard
pretty
work,
nice. Yeah.
gardening.
We also learn how to identify plants and cooking as well.
Mm.
Yeah, we've done a good amount of like plant identification. We'll like take a walk to the beach and be like,
Mhm.
hey, everyone grab a plant. We'll look through the book and be like, oh, this is this species. And in terms of cooking, I've learned a good amount of cooking. Isaiah's a pretty good cook. He likes to teach everyone like the different important parts of cooking, and I feel like I've learned a good amount.
That's great.
And it's definitely a cool experience to like have the crew members, teach
Yeah.
instead of us teaching. It's kind of like a reverse role, and
Sure.
it's a really interesting aspect to see, how others teach, and that's
So where are you doing the cooking?
There's a is it like a garage or a
yeah, so it's like a 3-port garage that me and our other crew leader kind of converted into like a mini kitchen.
Mhm.
So we have a propane tank, and we have like the outdoor cooking grills, and we have pots, pans,
Yeah.
a cast iron skillet, and there's a water faucet. So we make do with what we have, and it's worked so far. We've made pasta, burgers, salads,
Nice.
quesadillas yesterday. Like, there's a good amount that we were doing. So
And
we're
soon
working
you'll
with
have
it.
veggies to be able to use those.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can.
We used a
start
lot of
using-
veggies the first week because
Yeah.
we made a salad, and then we made with the burgers and the pasta we used the
Yeah.
herbs and
But you'll be
Mhm.
able to use the ones you grow yourselves.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be good.
we've
As
been
soon as they get big enough.
Yeah, hopefully. We've used some of the basil. It's been grown really nicely. And, sometimes the crew members will go and like eat it as a snack
Oh,
just
yeah.
because it's nice
It's
and fresh
delicious.
to eat. And the tomatoes are coming along nicely.
Yeah.
We see some ripening, so pretty soon we'll be able to start using them.
Have you been down to the hospital yet to see the partners that you're working with? Because the food that you guys are growing goes to
Mhm.
the hospital.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. They're actually, the rest of the crew members and the other crew leader are going to be doing that today. They're going to be going to the hospital.
Uh-huh.
The main farm in Richmond,
Yes.
they're going to be bringing some supplies for the crew members to like go distribute to the hospital. And they're going to be actually doing that today for the
Right.
first time this session.
That's great. And then you'll do it each week.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. So one of the things that's so cool about your program is that it's food by prescription.
Mm-hmm.
So you grow it and somebody else gets to eat it. Well, you get to eat it too, but somebody else does. But they get an actual doctor's prescription
Mhm.
to get food.
I actually did that, and that's another reason why I signed up for this job, because a while back, my family came across a program with the hospital where we would go and get a tub of fresh fruits and vegetables each year, and I liked what they did, and come to today where when I was applying I saw that those two
That's what
programs
you're
were
doing.
partners, and I was like, that's really cool to know that
Yeah.
I'm going to be a part of and help people like that, like how I was helped. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the wonderful things about the program that you're doing, who you partner with.
Yeah.
And yesterday you were all teaching other kids, right?
Yeah, that was the Richmond group.
Yeah, so we had some of the, I believe they were in like junior high,
Mhm.
sixth, seventh, and eighth graders. And it's in an enrichment camp, I believe, that they do. And, they came down to the Newport farm, and
Mhm.
we had the crew members actually lead 2 different sessions. So one of them, they would walk around the garden, teach them, what vegetables we have, how we're
Mhm.
doing it. And then the other session, Aiden actually led. He had them walk through the trails.
Mhm.
We had them pick fresh berries. And then we walked down to the beach,
Right.
let them walk in the water, and then they had their lunch, and then had them walk back to the farm and, do a little bit of manual labor. And
It's great.
yeah, it was a pretty cool experience, honestly, to have the crew members. Like,
Yeah.
And they worked really hard for like the 10 minutes that they had to work. They got a bunch of stuff because there were so many of them. They were just picking up the weeds and putting them in the piles. They
Too
cleared
bad
out-
you can't have them back today.
yeah, that would definitely be very helpful. But unfortunately, we have to just power through it.
You have to do it. Right. Are you going to have other groups like that?
Maybe.
I'm not too sure, but I mean, it'd definitely be cool to have, them come back, or, some other groups come through. But as of now, I don't think so.
Yeah. It would be great if you did.
I honestly think we might, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Because I would bet as other places in the area find out what you're doing at the farm.
Yeah,
It would
they
be
were
really
from
great.
St. J, so they came all the way from there
Wow.
to come.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
So there have to be programs locally that would be interested if they just knew what was happening.
Just
Mhm.
summer camps. Like,
Yeah.
if they were to come down for a day, there's plenty of stuff to do. They can
Mhm.
learn about the farm, the
Mhm.
site, the Abenaki culture and what they use
Yeah.
their section for. There's a beach. There's plenty of stuff for little groups to come down and learn and do.
Have you been involved in the trail building?
Unfortunately, not yet.
Yeah, I don't think that's so much part of like
I know
our.
it's not yours, but it would be
Yeah.
fun to be looking at it.
Yeah, we occasionally sometimes like walk
On
down
the-
there.
Mhm.
We had Aiden, if you want to talk about like walking down there and seeing if the bridge is.
So, yeah, I actually walked across the bridge one day while going to my therapy, So the bridge is actually already fully completed.
Yeah.
There's actually a nice fishing spot near the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really nicely built with
Yeah.
railings, like nets in between the rails and the ground.
They just
It's-
haven't opened it yet.
Yeah, it's not really necessarily open per se, but
Right.
it is used. They also are working on another path for a bike path to
Oh, wow.
connect to both the bike paths down by the high school and hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're doing with that currently. So that's always nice to know that they're always expanding Newport.
Right. Yeah, because of the farm, there's so many other things that are opening up in Newport.
Mm-hmm.
It's become a fabulous resource. And the changes down at Prouty Beach, and then, of course, the whole of the new bike path which is coming through the farm, which you're seeing and hearing around you all the time. It's pretty cool. You guys are in at the beginning stages of it.
Mm.
Yeah, honestly.
It's always cool to watch development.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good development, anyway.
Yeah, especially with the community involvement. A lot of the community's like always involved. They're always like walking the trail. So like at the beginning stages to have this much community support and like using the resources available, I can only imagine how much better it's gonna get from here on out.
Yeah. Yeah, people in the neighborhood are really interested.
Mm.
Yeah, we see a lot of dogs coming through.
Mhm.
Lots
A lot
of
owners.
dogs. They should honestly, with that, you know where the construction site is, with all that open area, they should
Yeah.
make a dog park or something.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That would be really cool.
There's
like
like
a little dog recreational area or something like that,
Yeah.
because there are a lot of dogs that come up through the trails with their owners. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all on a leash, so it would be really nice to have an area where they didn't need to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would be something to suggest
Have them all
to
play
Vermont
with each
Land
other.
Trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when we are on our breaks, some of the dogs actually like coming over, so we've actually gotten to know some of the people
Sure.
there very well.
Yeah.
And Rick, I believe his name is, the guy that with the border collie earlier today was like joking about renting them out to us. He was like, "Oh, I'll rent you some of them for the day." So
Yeah.
I'm sure that would, I'm sure if they had that there, people would use it.
Yeah.
Was he suggesting the dog could be used to herd you all?
Well, that's kind of what happened, because she had ended up, they were, the Rick and his sister were up by the beach, and his dog had run down, and she kind of like lassoed me and a couple of the members up and brought us up to him. So, but
So you got herded.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was trying to like signal follow me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he bolted before they could actually see where he
Yeah.
was going.
He ended up running
Oh.
away. But nah, he was just joking because he has 4 dogs. So
Wow.
Yeah. So he was like, "You can take a couple of them for the day if you want." And I think the dog park would be a really good idea, because there's a lot of flat, open, grassy area that they're
Yeah,
working
you're
on.
right.
And
Mm-hmm.
they could put up a couple fences and maybe some things for the dogs to do.
People would love it.
That would be really
Yeah.
nice, because I think the closest dog park is
Derby.
Derby. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be a really nice place for Newport locals to
Yeah.
bring their pets.
Have you been down to swim off the beach yet?
Yeah, we've gone in the water a little bit,
Yeah.
where we have rules where we can't actually swim in the water, but we can go up about knee height, so
Yeah.
that's always fun.
You can go in and cool off.
Yeah.
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 I'm not swimming, I'm just getting cool.
That's pretty much how it is.
Yeah. Do you know what you're going to be doing when you finish high school? You're in college already, and you're about to graduate, right?
Yeah, I'm heading into my senior year.
And what's your degree going to be in?
So right now I'm majoring in environment and sustainability with a like concentration in natural resource management and then a minor in geographic information systems.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
stuff you can really apply to what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm really hoping to, really get into it once I graduate college, especially like the GIS aspect. I really love working on maps and I feel like it'd be a really cool way to combine the environment and GIS, and there's been a lot of job openings, and I'm hoping as I graduate more and more will open and I can head full on into it.
You interested in coming north? He's a southerner.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm definitely open to leaving North Carolina. It's North Carolina is definitely a cool state, but after going to school there, I feel like
You're
the
ready
north,
to move.
the only thing holding me back with the north is the cold. I'm not really a big cold
Yeah.
person. I don't like
Cold?
cold weather.
What's he talking about?
We've
Yeah.
gotten used to that.
Anything like under 60 for me, I'm like, okay, like, I'm gonna need some sweaters and some long socks on, but
Well, yeah, we all wear them.
but I
Hey,
mean
you should
like
come
just
down during winter.
oh
Yeah.
I don't do snow either. I'm not a big snow person.
There's a lot of it here.
But I think it'd be really cool, honestly, to experience like real snow because we don't really get that down in North Carolina. It'll melt within a couple hours.
We do get it,
We
and it
do.
would certainly be a great idea for you to come back and experience it.
Yeah, I'm
up for
definitely
the winter.
I'm
You
yeah,
should
I'm
go
open.
skiing.
I'm up to
Yeah.
it. I mean,
Yeah, we can. You can do skiing. There's lots of like a lot of snow activities to do.
Mm.
Lots of like snow machining, everything.
See, they're
I've never
working-
done any of that,
They're
so I
working
mean,
on you. It's something to think about. Do you have any ideas what you guys want to do?
I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. I do know what I want to do for like as of my 18 to 25 age,
Mhm.
but I don't know what job or career. I just want to save up and buy like an RV or something and just travel the country and find a travel away job like a traveling nurse or like a something along those lines
Mhm.
so I can because I feel like that would be easier for me because you wouldn't have to worry about rent or any of all
Right.
those expenses and you could just
And you'd see the
explore
country.
and- yeah, you could see the country. So
So you'd have to get some credential initially to do
Mhm.
that. Do you have one in mind yet?
I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of exploring my
Yeah.
pros and weaknesses, but I'm sure I'll find it soon
Oh,
enough.
yeah. But that's a great idea. And what about you, Aiden?
Some kind of like building architect or something like that. Buildings or boats or computers or something.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's gonna be something to do with like electronics, most likely. But I don't have like a concrete set plan
Sure.
yet.
And nor do you have to,
Yeah.
because there's going to be so many more options that we haven't even thought about yet.
oh yeah, I mean,
Right.
you got time.
Curing cancer.
Yeah, well, that would be
Going on.
a great
Yeah.
idea. But particularly as we get better internet up here, because our internet service is not the best.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And mobile service too.
Yeah,
That's spotty at
So-
best.
yeah.
Mhm.
So as it expands, I mean, what options there are will expand too.
Hmm. Yeah, it all depends. Let's just see what the future brings.
Yeah. I mean, did either of you expect to be doing this year after last year of being doing who knows
No,
what?
I was thinking about it. I did apply last year, but they were full.
Right.
So I was gonna try again this year. So I didn't actually think I'd get in. So yeah, I'm here.
Surprised you?
I had no idea I would be doing this. I have always imagined I'd have to have a summer job or I'd want to get a summer job,
Sure.
but I always thought it would be something that my parents made me do, and it was like, oh, you have to go to work. But,
Mhm.
I mean, although they did recommend it to me, I'm quite enjoying a lot of it. And it's only the waking up at 6:45 every morning that I'm not a huge fan of. But
Yeah.
but
But you do finish at a reasonable time.
yeah, 4:30 is definitely
Yeah.
a lot earlier than most jobs. So
I'm not so sure about that. Some of the jobs where they have crews, I see them out on the roads really early.
Mm.
It could be worse.
yeah, it could always be worse. But
So you do live locally then?
yes, West or East Charleston, towards
Oh,
that way. So
yeah.
it's a bit of a drive, so I have to wake up a little bit earlier. But
True.
yeah, other than that, it's really no problems. We get lots of breaks when we need them. We get the food and the water that we need, and
Mhm.
it's overall a pretty good experience.
Yeah. And you're learning the cooking skills, or you're teaching them.
Yeah, I'm teaching. And I've learned a couple of things. Aiden knows some of his stuff, and
Uh-huh.
there's some stuff that I don't, and he doesn't. So it's kind of and along with the other crew members, there's always something new to learn.
Information trade.
There's always something new to learn.
Sure. Yeah, because there must be some of those veggies that you haven't seen before.
Oh yeah, the garlic things.
Yeah, the garlic scapes.
Yeah,
Oh,
scapes.
scapes.
The
kohlrabi.
kohlrabi, I had no idea.
I honestly didn't know about the kohlrabi either.
Yeah, and we tried a new recipe,
Uh-huh.
kohlrabi fries, and
Yeah.
everyone
That
liked
was-
them.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Good. That was
It's
really-
definitely an interesting taste, but like I feel like they could easily substitute French fries if you really wanted to. They
Sure.
taste so much better. And definitely healthier than French fries.
Yeah, and you can put it in salad too.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so many things you can do with it. I mean, I look forward to eating them, honestly.
Yeah. Are you growing garlic there?
They're garlic scapes. So they're
Yeah, they're the shoot.
yeah,
that
they
comes
have
out.
they have the
But you
like
cut it from the garlic that's already growing.
Yeah, so we actually a lot
Who
of like
brought you
the
those?
a lot of the veggies we get are supplemented from the Richmond farms.
Ah,
So like every Thursday,
Yeah.
one of the people that works with the food programs
Mhm.
will bring some veggies down for us to like have them take home and like share with their family and have them
oh great.
eat them. Or our supervisor from the Richmond farm will visits once a week and she'll
Yeah.
bring us veggies and just like different foods that we can try out. And I mean, it's worked so far. We like all the veggies. It's
And
super
she
cool
shows
to
you what
cook
you
with
could
them.
do with the scapes.
Yeah,
They're
I guess-
delicious.
Yeah, they're really good. We
Scallions,
use
too.
yeah.
we
I-
use
Kind
them
of
for
the
a
same
lot.
thing, but they taste like onions instead
Yeah.
of garlic.
the scapes, if you fry them up in some hamburger with your
Mhm.
patties, they're really good. And
You can
kind
also
of,
throw them on the grill at
Yeah.
full length.
mhm.
Oh man, yeah, we
Those
can
are
try
good.
that next time.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that one.
mhm.
Yeah, they're delicious.
They are.
So this is sort of broadening your own culinary
Yes,
tastes and
yeah,
skills.
it really is. I'm definitely enjoying the new things that I've learned.
Yeah, and especially as like a college student, you don't really have time to like look up recipes and like
Right.
try them out. So it's cool to like during the summer gather all these recipes. And
Mhm.
when I move back to campus, I'm like, oh yeah, they taught me this, or I was working with these veggies. We could always try this, and it's always cool to change your meals from eating ramen
The same
when
thing.
you're
Yeah,
like,
that gets
in between.
really old really,
it really
fast.
does, and fresh veggies are a nice change
Yeah.
of that.
And takeout's expensive, so
Mhm.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way. You don't want to do that all the time.
Yeah, my dad said he learned that too because he always did the same thing. Every day he would get it, and then those leftovers.
hmm
And then he started like, let's just start a plan because why not? It's
Mhm.
worth a shot. And he realized he can make those same meals for a lot cheaper
Right.
with store things.
There's always an alternative.
Yep.
Yeah, so do you cook at home too?
Yes. It's all mostly homemade too.
That's good.
Mhm.
What about baking?
My grandmother does a lot of baking, a lot. She has about a cookbook about that thick, and
Mhm.
I just recently got some of her recipes that I'm really excited to try. I got them for Christmas, and she's always in the kitchen, always baking and cooking, and she's really good at it too. So she's she works for the city down at Prouty Beach. She's worked there
Ah.
for a while, and she's started to bring them at work and sell them for about $1 a piece. Like
Nice.
brownies, cookies, a bunch of different.
Oh, man,
But-
tell her to come down here.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm sure for the last week I could probably make that happen.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be really good. That would certainly ensure that you got asked back next year.
Yeah.
We do baking too. We do like lasagna, stuffed shells is one of our family favorites.
Nice.
It's good.
We do homemade meatballs
Uh-huh.
and like spaghetti stuff. Like baked spaghetti is actually a thing.
Yeah.
It is.
As well as like baked mac and cheese is also
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good,
Mhm.
homemade. Also, there's one that's not so much as baked, but as a desserty, an Oreo balls one.
Mm.
Oh wow,
Those are
that sounds good.
it is. It's like crushed Oreos mixed in with I think it's cream cheese,
hmm
and then you put them together, and then you freeze them overnight. And then in the morning, you take chocolate, like white or milk
Uh-huh.
chocolate, whatever one you want, melt it in a thing, and then you dip it in,
Oh,
and
so
then
like
put it back on the
like,
tray.
like a cookie pop.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not, well, you take it off the stick, so then
Uh-huh.
it's like a little ball of like Oreos, sour
Sounds really
cream, and
decadent.
melted chocolate. Yeah, it's good.
Delicious too.
Yeah.
That's
It's good for family gatherings too.
Mm.
that's above my head. I'm not a big baking person. I let my
Right.
sister do all that. I like
Yeah.
to cook and call it quits right there. That's,
Well, that's okay. Everybody has their specialty.
yeah, I'm not too good.
And it's an important life skill.
Mm.
And what you guys are getting from this program is something that the other kids at school are not getting.
Right.
Because there's culinary arts, but there's only so much that you can learn from that,
Right.
and there's always something that you're going to be missing, and
Yeah.
I feel like I would have never learned half the stuff that I've learned in culinary from here, because it's not
Right.
just the cooking, it's everything.
Yeah. Does it make you interested in culinary arts now?
I've always been, because my father's been a chef for about 15 years or so, and he's always been working in restaurants and now and teaching me things, and so that's where I get most of my knowledge from. But
It's in your genes.
Yeah, it's in my genes, so I've always known my way around the kitchen and
Yeah.
cooking and all that.
Yeah, my dad's been a cook for quite a while too. He's been a good homemade cook too. Almost everything that we make is homemade.
Nice.
The only things that's an exception is sauce, and even that's a maybe, or noodles.
Mhm.
Other than that, it's almost all homemade. So that's also really good too.
Yeah.
So we just recently made a new recipe, white chili. It's pretty good.
I bet.
So I learned a lot from him, and I'm also currently working at a restaurant, so that also helps. And I'm starting to learn how to do all the baking stuff there too.
Where are you working?
Wayne's Snack Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's a good place.
Yeah, unfortunately they're selling the place.
Oh,
Cheryl's getting to the retiring.
sure. But
Wayne's was good.
you'll have a job there till they retire, till they sell.
Yeah, that's my hope anyway.
Yeah. So you're really working a lot. You're doing this program and that.
Yeah, I'm almost working every day of every week.
Good life preparation, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. So it's always good to start out early, so you know what the real world is like, because you know you don't really. A lot of time, when I was their age, I wasn't really. Programs like this didn't really exist. I was maybe mowing lawns here and there, but
Right.
I mean during high school, especially to have some money in your pocket is always a good thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was
Exactly.
talking about earlier with kids my age. They don't really have even part-time summer jobs, so they don't really have money or anything. So I feel like this would be a really good first job for most people. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah. What's really cool is, I mean, here you are, 3 guys, and you're talking about skills that have traditionally been dumped on girls, which is great.
Yeah, nowadays everything's changed from back then though.
Yeah.
All laws have changed. Like seatbelts, everyone thought they weren't safe, or like a breach of privacy for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then they made it mandatory because it does keep people safe. There are tests that scientifically prove it true.
Sure.
So it's stuff like that. And even then, even in a rural place like Newport, there isn't much job to go around. So that's another issue that comes across.
But
with
learning the
people
skills are great. It's
here.
great.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always nice to learn early.
And I'm sure the resume will have my first resume. Well, because I didn't have one beforehand, because I've never had a actual part-time job. But I'm sure the resume will be pretty beefy, because I can say that I worked 32 hours a week at 15. So that's
You
pretty
will put
nice.
a lot of skills on your resume after this job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can kids come back for a second year? Or do you
I
have to
think they
move
can
on?
come back
believe
as long
so.
as they want.
Yeah, I believe
And
so.
then after like age 18 or 21, one of the two, you can start being a leader for it.
Sure.
I believe you just have to reapply. You have to go through the application
Yeah.
process. But anybody can apply from ages 15 to 18, I believe. Or is it 17?
I think the youth crew is up to 17, and then there's like a normal crew member, and then there's the leaders. And what's really cool about like VYCC in itself is like it's not just Newport. There's the Richmond farm.
There was
Right.
there was a location in Charleston that I saw.
And they have, instead of working a farm, they have like trail work. So they'll have people that are doing that, or there's one where like they're camping basically the entire time.
Yeah.
So if farming is not your thing,
Right.
There's
you
always
know,
something.
there's
with
always
VYCC.
other opportunities available, especially through VYCC. There's many skills that can be learned, and if you have the skills, they can be honed even
Sure.
more.
So it's just people finding out about VYCC.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you found out because somebody told you.
Yes.
Do your schools know?
I don't.
Yes, actually, the school
Oh, they
does
do?
know. By like near the end of the year,
Uh-huh.
they were someone named Atina, I think it is,
Uh-huh.
sent out an email saying summer job opportunities, and one of the jobs actually was VYCC offer.
Ah.
So
Well, that's good.
apparently, you can earn school credits for it too.
Yeah.
As well, so that's
Huh.
always an
That's
added
cool.
bonus.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about that. I wish I talked to the person about it because I think right now, as of right now, I'm not earning my school credits for it, but you have to talk to somebody about it to like, so they can put it towards your school credits, but I was too late.
Call
and
the super.
I don't think
Call
you're
the
too late, though.
supervisor.
Okay, well
union.
then I'm gonna
I'll
get
talk
right
to
on
you.
that
I'll
because
talk to you about that
Yeah,
later.
I
Okay.
bet there's a way you can still do that because
But-
you've earned them,
yeah,
or you will have done.
but
We are just about out of time. I was supposed to set a timer because otherwise we just keep talking. But of course, I forgot to set the timer. So we've just been talking. So I think we're probably about out of time. But thank you all for coming in. I hope you enjoyed it too.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
I've learned a lot.
thank you
Yeah,
for
thank
having
you for
us.
having us.
Yeah,
It's
thank you.
a really cool opportunity.
And now you can say you've been in the movies.
I can, you know, it was always a dream of mine. I'm glad I did it here.